Facebook ads after iOS. What a show. Hey guys, welcome to the Ad Beacon YouTube channel. We're stoked for you to be here. This is a place for marketers, by marketers, and everything digital marketing. I'm Phoenix and I'm stoked for you to be here. Let's go ahead and just dive right in. All right, so Facebook ads after iOS, it has been just absolutely insane, but I'm here to help and I'm here to tell you what we've done to pivot and the things that you can do to take with you to optimize your ads and to get better. I think that the number one thing for us to do is talk about what happened and then talk about how to pivot and the tools that you need to succeed during this crazy time. I like to call it the adpocalypse, Admageddon. These are things that just weren't supposed to happen but happened. We kind of knew they were coming, but we didn't know exactly how bad, right? So Apple had released an iOS update. Facebook was under some heat, knowing that there's data security issues, etc. So Apple went, okay, there's going to be a pop-up and you're going to say yes or no to apps tracking. And what that really meant was now you're going to have limited targeting. You're going to have limited data, delayed data in Facebook. And in other words, Facebook marketers are not going to be able to capitalize off of the data that Facebook has been storing for so many years off of every single person's user fingerprint rather. That being said, it makes it very difficult for us to make sure that who we're targeting is the right qualified category for that product or service. And now, because post iOS has been a little bit tough, there's been a huge decline, if not a pitfall, in terms of return on ad spend, performance, just in general. And a lot of people are going, do we need to jump ship from Facebook? And my answer is always no. Ad inventory is there. People are still buying. Buying behavior might have changed a little bit, but you need to be more crafty and you need the right tools to succeed. The three main key points that we lost during the iOS 14 update, which I believe was in about June or July of 2021, is the attribution window, which is going to be how many days of tracking within click or view. So we originally had 28-day click, 7-day view, which meant if somebody clicked your ads within 28 days or viewed your ads within 7 days, Facebook got the credit. Well, that has now been trimmed down to 7-day click, 1-day view, which is hard because if you have a client or you have a company that has like a $25,000 price point, I guarantee you some people are not going to be buying that within 1 day or 7 days even. You need a longer time frame for like the customer journey. Now, unless you're Jay-Z, and you're buying out the lot, I really don't have an answer for you there if you don't have a first-party data tracking tool that has a longer time window. And I'll kind of get into that a little bit later. The next thing too is going to be the breakdown. So back in the day, we were able to see what geographic region purchases were coming from. If they were on a tablet, if they were on an iPhone, an Android, we're just not able to see that anymore. And that's completely gone, which doesn't give us the credit that we need, right? So as long as we have a first-party data tracking platform in place, we'll be able to see all of that. And that's why you absolutely need this tool. And again, if you're not able to see and have the credit and you go into Google Analytics and Google Analytics is giving you one number, Shopify is giving you another number, and they're not adding up, we're in some serious trouble. So that's another thing. But also the third thing, which is, I don't know if every marketer has experienced this, but it's terrifying. There's a delay in data. So for example, it'll tell you have 25, orders today. You go into Shopify or whatever platform you're on, and you look at it and it's like, no, there's only 3. Well, it's because there's a delay in data now, and things are not reading as in real time as they used to. So what happens too in Facebook is it'll say there's 3 purchases here and no purchase conversion value is coming through, no revenue is coming through, therefore no data is there. And that's what a Facebook marketer needs, is accurate data. So if you don't have that, we're in some pretty hot water. I'm gonna give you the tips and tricks of what we've done to scale what we've seen. We've seen over 500% increases in revenue for our clients based off of utilizing a first-party data tracking tool. Of course, every marketer has their own way and strategy to go about how they build their campaigns, how they scale, and we can go into that as well. But I think the tool that everybody needs is first-party data, and finding the right platform for you is so important. If you have a platform, hey, stop, it was him growling. Finding the right platform in first-party data tracking is so important. So during the rise of iOS 14, I had to go and scour the internet for the right platform for us. There's a couple different things that happened. It was super pricey, it was clunky and not easy to use, and it just didn't make sense, and I didn't trust it, and the main thing is it wasn't in real time. So a lot of these are great options, but you would piece them apart or piece them together and hope to God that it worked for you. I actually created one with some team members, built by marketers, for marketers, because I needed something that we could optimize off of right away. So AdBeacon has changed the game. 500% increase in return on ad spend and revenue for most of our clients. Again, it takes a time window and a period of time to realize Facebook data is just not accurate. It has not been accurate for some time. So the first thing you need to do is level out. So we call this the red to green method. Red being, I guarantee you that the ROAS that you're seeing in Facebook is most likely inflated. Sometimes it's the inverse, but most of the time it's inflated. So we need to stabilize you. This data is pulled from Shopify or your backend system to validate that the clicks from your efforts actually converted into sales from Facebook. That is so important. You need credit where credit's due, but you need accurate data. So first-party data tracking is super important. I'd highly suggest using AdBeacon, like I said, because what ends up happening is we're able to see what Facebook is reporting and we're able to see what we're reporting. And in doing so during this weird iOS, adpocalypse, I'm able to optimize accurately. So remember those problems that we talked about? We talked about, okay, the delay in attribution or the delay in data. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. It's real time now. The attribution window, 28-day click, 7-day view. We took 7-day view out because view attribution is like a proprietary blend. It's kind of like that protein powder that you have at the gym where you don't really know what proprietary blend means, but you hope to God it works. Yeah. We don't believe in that. We just do click data, and that click data is through UTM parameters, and that automatically is in AdBeacon for you to optimize. And the last portion of it, which is super, super important, is being able to see what Facebook is reporting, what we're reporting, and making sure that those 3 orders that didn't have the revenue come through on Facebook is coming through on AdBeacon. So that is so important for me to put the right money into the right places. Otherwise, you are burning ad spend. I have so many marketers burning millions of dollars on ad spend on things like ad sets that reported 7 ROAS, but in reality an AdBeacon was at a 2, and neglecting the ones that should have been. So if you want to be better, if you want to be proactive, not reactive, you need a first-party data tracking tool. So I highly suggest checking out, let me know. And again, we'll go a little bit more in depth of how to do different ad creatives, how to kind of pivot in terms of strategy builds, but the tools that you need post iOS 14 in Facebook 2022 especially is a first-party data tracking tool. I hope this was helpful.